Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to my Resident Evil 2 Remake Leon A Hardcore S Plus run-through. I am going to say this right out of the gate, there will be no story being shown. I'm skipping all the cutscenes, mostly because I had to restart quite a few times, because it is quite a hard run, and the actual, perfection difficulty is very front-loaded. What I mean by that is that while most of the hard bosses are at the end of the game, you have to play for roughly an hour before you get your first save. Now, please do forgive this weird janky frame rate at the beginning. It does smooth out, and I also end up fixing it later, like permanently fixing it. However, there are a couple hiccups here and there, and I'll get into that later. But most importantly, what constitutes S+, and the answer is I can't really remember. And by that I mean, I think on A, you have to beat the game in under 2.5 hours. You need to have, I think you're allowed one death, maybe? Though in this run we have no deaths. And we are not allowed to use any of the infinite weapons, except for the infinite knife you're allowed, but no, infinite rocket launcher, no infinite anything guns that you get for playing the game. So we just got through the gas station there. Honestly, the gas station, everybody knows about it. It's relatively simple. The only thing you need to watch out for is that one zombie that I run through at the beginning. You really need to sit and wait for her to walk past you and hit the wall, because if you go too early, she will 180 and grab you. Here at the start when we reach Raccoon City itself, the big thing is you need to just 180 immediately to get away from that crowd of zombies and not just run into them. You'll notice what I do here, and this is the only place in the run I'm doing it just to show it off, is that when you're running up and down stairs, if you go into ADS, so you aim down sights, when you go to put your gun away, Leon will lurch forward and it makes him faster on staircases. Now, I'm not here to be doing, a pro run or anything like that, so I don't do it. I was just showing it off there so that you know it exists, and if it's something you want to do, but I don't think it looks nice, especially for a video, so I'm just not going to be doing it. So yeah, I'm going to have to slog a bit when I go up and down stairs. Woe was I. So, here we go. We finally made it to, the first part of the game. Now, as I said earlier, what I missed to say with Hardcore S+, is you're only allowed 3 saves total. And because of that, our first save is happening way late in the game. As in, there's 3 main areas of the game. You have the police station, you have the sewers, and then you have the lab. We don't make our first save until we reach the sewers. So that's why when I say a lot of the difficulties front-loaded is because I have to play perfectly, air quotes perfectly, I'm allowed to get hit for the longest amount of time before we get that save. Because once you have that first save, then you're pretty much good to go. The rest of the run takes maybe half an hour to 40 minutes, meaning that you only, if you screw up to such a degree that you have to restart, you really only lose about 20 minutes. Whereas if I screw up here, and I could be anywhere between, 10 minutes in to 45 minutes in before I have to restart, and yeah, that happened. So we're waiting for that one zombie to break through the door, and then we just want him to fall over this desk. The reason for that is because we don't want to risk him coming and leaving that room. There's a chance if you don't have him fall over the desk, when you come back later, he will be outside of that room. So 2 zombies are going to come out at us here, and if you just hold right, stick to the right wall, you should be able, and you just keep running, you should be able to run right past them and no problem. So now we're going to talk to Marvin and get our knife, and we're going to start the run. Now, what I said earlier about a couple frame hiccups, I hope they aren't too common here. I don't think so. But essentially what ended up happening is that OBS, my encoder, was failing me miserably. Not sure why. Here we're just going to use the knife in order to open this. Don't know why we couldn't use our hands to rip the tape off, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy. I'm not a police officer. But, so what ended up happening is I think because our G1 Birkin fight and then also G3, because we use a lot of the flamethrower in G3 and the room that you fight G1 Birkin in has a lot of steam, it just caused the encoder to explode and the footage was unusable. So what that meant is that I actually had to run through the game a second time. And I ran through the game a second time and I recorded the fights there. Now for G3 you don't have to worry. Everything is identical. I went back and looked through, and I made sure that the amount of bullets I had on hand when I did the fight is identical to what I did the second time. That's not quite the case with G1 Birkin. G1 Birkin, I just ended up with more handgun bullets than I ended up in this playthrough. But again, I did get through there with this playthrough that you're going to be watching. The only difference was that in this playthrough that we're currently watching, I'll call it playthrough 1 for consistency's sake. In playthrough 1, what ended up happening is I ran out of bullets and I had to go run to one of the 3 corner areas and pick up one of the handgun bullets there. That's it. And then I had enough to kill him. Whereas when I fought him in playthrough 2, I had enough bullets on hand to kill him, and then I didn't have to run to go get some extra ones. It doesn't matter either way because the handgun bullets don't really matter, and once the boss fight's done, you still run to all 3 areas to pick up the handgun bullets and a grenade, so it's not a big deal. So we don't kill too many zombies here. All that we really did was we killed the what is that thing called? The vending machine, thank you. We killed the vending machine zombie. We went to the storage box, we put away some stuff. We also grabbed the boards to put over the window, and it's the only boards we're going to be using, and then we're just picking up more gunpowder, because again, we really need handgun bullets for this first G1 boss fight. So we're just going to board up this window so we don't have to worry about it, and we're going to head up the stairs. Now, up the stairs on another level is a zombie, and we need to make sure that he dies. Now, I'm personally very bad at this zombie because I find that he lurches really awkwardly when he comes down the stairs. There's also a chance when you are fighting him that he will fall over the banister. And if that happens, I recommend that you run back down the stairs and kill him now. Because I just let him fall one time, and then I forgot that I hadn't killed him. So when I ran back down the stairs, he came out and grabbed me and killed me. And I was very sad. So yeah, just be safe, kill him now. That way you don't have to worry about it later. And if you do end up getting lucky and get critical shots on the head so that their heads burst, then even better, because that's more bullets for us. So, pretty much we're just doing, a regular playthrough. We're going to go grab the key, and then we're going to go run through the police office. And there's nothing really too special going on. So here I will say that the run route that I'm using is the one that was shown on Carcinogen SDA's YouTube channel. He does the runs for all of these, and he's the one I've always followed. I used him when I did my Resident Evil 1 hardcore S Plus playthrough. When I did the Invisible Enemy playthrough on that, I used him as well, and that's what I used for him for this run here. So essentially all it really means is that I watched the video, I wrote down notes for everything that I thought I was going to need. So I have 7 pages of notes, and then I just ran through it myself. And then obviously if I failed, I restarted. It didn't take too many restarts, but I did obviously fail at some points. The worst off is the G3 fight. I failed the most, but it doesn't matter because save 2 is right before G3 fight, so it doesn't cost you anything. We're going to open this vault, which is the code is 9157, and we're going to get the extra space. And then we're also going to get the magazine extender for Leon here. So yeah, it turns out that in lore reasons, they started a game for Leon where if you need to use the letters for all of his co-workers' names in order to get his desk open. I think that's a nice touch, but what do I know? And yeah, so we're just going to grab it. This will extend our magazine, which obviously is super useful, so now we can hold 24 bullets. And then we're going to run back through here, and this, coincidentally, I believe, is where the demo ends. And Marvin talks to us, and we don't really care. I will note that just overall in general when I'm playing this game, I feel like my brightness settings are a bit higher than what they used to be. Just because, again, my computer's a potato, and back then I was dealing with a lot of trouble where the game was constantly getting dark on me. And so I just dicked around with all the stuff, all the lighting stuff, and then I got to a point where it just worked. It wasn't getting darker on me, and that's what we're left with. So sorry it's not as spooky as, pitch black corridors with lights, but, well, I'll openly admit I like being able to see as well. So we're getting the key card here because this will activate the shotgun for us. And we're just going to run and see a helicopter crash into a building, because that's always very exciting. At least I think so, but what do I know? There we go. Here we're supposed to meet Claire for the second time, but unfortunately we're going to skip that bit, so Claire doesn't exist. Perfect. So we're going to grab again more handgun bullets, we're going to grab the bolt cutters, and then we're going to have to listen to Marvin not talk to us for a while.
Marvin, you copy? Marvin! Damn it.
Thanks, Marvin. I mean, it's not like he's dying from, zombie virus or anything, right? Okay, so we're in here, we have bolt cutters, now we're going to go through this office. Now again, this is where we didn't want that one zombie in the other room to come and face us off here, which is why we had him go over the desk. Now the thing here is we're going to grab everything as fast as possible, and if done properly, you will outrun the zombie that's on our side, like on the other side of the room, and then you can just run right through the room without any problems. Unfortunately, I am slow, and there's the zombie. So I managed to grab the fuse, and then I run away. If you do it properly, you can just run, get the chair out of the door, and then just run through the door immediately. Well, guess what? I failed. Doesn't really matter. Just go to the door, run around. There we go. Use the fuse, and everything's hunky-dory. Again, while I try, obviously, to do the most optimal stuff, guess what? I might screw up, and that's okay. I'm not in this for, speed run. I'm here to succeed the run and unlock my infinite ammo rocket launcher. So this corridor is the worst corridor, at least what I consider it to be. It killed a lot of my runs. It's a very frustrating corridor because the zombie placements aren't always the same. So what happens here is we're going to have two zombies that we both want to shoot in the legs in order to stagger them. If you fail there, you can juke him, and I got really lucky here with that construction vest zombie being where he is. So many times I have him right here around the corner, so I can't see him, and then I don't get my leg staggers off, and then he bites me. So I got really good placements there. Your placements may vary, so try your best, and if you fail, it's not the end of the world. Again, the thing is that I'm not a perfect player. I'm going to take damage in this run guaranteed. But the thing is, that's okay, because I can heal it and keep going on my merry way. I'm not doing a no damage run. Now, the thing with Carcinogen's runs is that his are no damage runs. So, obviously, it's a higher skill level than what I'm showing here. Also, we're going to do 109. I screwed up and put 106. There we go. To get more handgun bullets. Also, I don't know how to use a keypad. There we go. Good job. Also, I lost my train of thought. Something, Carcinogen's runs, something, he's way better than I am, obviously. So here we're going to get our shotgun, and we're going to grab all that stuff, and it will be perfect. But yeah, there are tons of healing items that are sprinkled throughout the entire game. It's not a big deal. So if you do take some damage, guess what? Just go run and get some herbs. It's fine. No harm, no foul. What we're waiting for here is we want the zombie to come into the room, and then we're just going to bait him. We're just going to be, okay, come follow me down this hallway, dude, and then we're just going to run along the other hallway. Not even a problem. No need to fight him. We need to preserve as many bullets as we can. I think Birkin takes something along 70 handgun bullets, somewhere around that range. And it's not the end of the world. As I said, there are a bunch of spare ones as well. Here, that zombie that we passed way back when was actually a super secret zombie. But she wakes up when you come by the second time, and we're just going to have her fall off the rail. We're not coming back that way. Just ignore her. So here we're going to run into the locker room. We have the valve that we picked up in the police office, and we're going to use the code here, which is CAP. Get shotgun shells. We're going to open the other locker, get more shotgun shells. And then we're going to place the valve and go to the STARS office. Now, the one thing that I will say, just on average, is you want to make sure that you're not using your flashbangs. We want to save flashbangs for the final boss, which is Tyrant. And so, same thing with grenades for the most part. So if you can, and if you feel safe, like you'll notice right now, I don't have a knife on me. At least I don't think I do. I might have been blind. It happened too fast for my eyes to see. But you want to make sure that you don't have them equipped. Like, you don't have your flashbang equipped. You don't have your grenades equipped, because you do need them for Tyrant for the end. So here we're picking up just some items, some white gunpowders. We're picking up some flashbangs. We're going to pick up, more shotgun shells, and then we're going to get the battery to put it into the detonator that we picked up on the lower floor. And we can just combine them straight from inventory, so it works perfectly. Good. And now you need to make sure that you walk when you come out of here, because there is a licker. And if you run at all, he will come after you, even if you remember right after to just start walking. Too late, you're dead. I'm speaking from experience. And I'm super unlucky a lot of the time, because it's just negligence on my part. So try not to be distracted. So, we get to the first medallion. And we are going to input our code. I believe it's fish, scorpion, vase, or water, whatever you want to call it. It's a vase with water. And get our first one. Perfect. And now we're going to go into this room, switch to our shotgun, and we're going to kill the 3 zombies in here. Always aim for the head, just blow their heads off. I failed there, but well, second time's the charm. This zombie, you don't actually have to kill him. If you just always stay to the right, he'll never aggro. We don't care. We're here for safety. We're just going to blow his head off and move on with our merry way. This guy, who's eating a zombie, same thing. Just make sure he's dead. Didn't get the head explosion. Again, not the end of the world. I'm really paranoid about him. Give him one more. He's dead for sure now. So we're going to preemptively move the bookcases just because in the worst case scenario when we're coming back here, if Mr. X is right on our tail, we don't want to, have to do this 3 times. So we move that one over 1, we move both of those over 1, and this way when we have the jack, we can just move everything at once and we only have to do 1 movement. So we're going to get the other medallion over here, and here is a bit of intricate work that needs to be done. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick up handgun bullets and gunpowder. And yeah, we're just going to combine it, because we don't really have much room. Yep, put them back together. Perfect. Ugh. A little bit of frame jankiness there. And again, it gets... I fix it later, but well. I hope that the 2-second things that you see won't cause you to cause me a loser, because well, I'm trying not to be a loser. But regardless. So we activate the detonator, and now the first thing we want to do is we actually want to run outside of the room. The reason for this is because when the bomb goes off, we want that door open, because if it's not open and you're inside this room, the bookcase falls, and then you have to pull it manually. If you're outside the room and it goes off, then the bookcase doesn't fall. But if you're in the room and your door is open, like as it's pushing open, the bookcase will not go against it. Now this one's really hard to see. It's like lady's face, bow, snake. But we grab the second medallion. Perfect, we have room for it. And now we can run directly to the third medallion. Now we stay left here because the liquor will fall, and as long as we stay hugging left, it should jump past us every time. And if we hadn't done that thing with the door coming in, you would notice that the bookcase would have fallen, and we would have had to spend extra time pushing it away. Time for the liquor to kill us, which is something we don't want. Now I do make my first mistake here. There is a knife on the body to my right. I didn't pick up that knife. It's not the end of the world, but it is a safety knife, as in when we go face G1 Birkin, it's nice to have 2 knives on you, so in case he does grab you, you can then stab him twice. What this means is that when I go in, I only have 1 knife on me. So here we're just going to do the code again, which is lion, herb, bird. We have all 3 medallions. Now we can activate the fountain and go face off against G1 Birkin. So again, when I went through and OBS was completely ruined, it did ruin my G1 fight, so I ran through the game, as I said, a second time. So what you're going to see with the Birkin fight and about 9 minutes of footage afterwards, I'll tell you when it stops, is a second playthrough. The only difference, as I stated earlier, from what I did in my first playthrough, because the first playthrough continues through to the very end, and then I just spliced in, essentially, 2 boss fights that were just, you couldn't salvage that footage. The only differences that you see are the amount of bullets that I'm going into the G1 fight, handgun bullets I'm going into the G1 fight against Birkin with, but it doesn't matter. The handgun bullets, so long as you're ending the fight with about maybe like 15 bullets total, which you should have plenty. If you follow this guide going through, even if you miss a bunch of shots, you should have plenty to go through. Because even if you include in these bullets, there are 3 other handgun pickup bullets, or handgun bullet pickups, sorry, in the Birkin arena. You'll have plenty. All you need to do is make sure that you have enough handgun bullets to kill, I believe, 6 dogs? Yeah, about 6 dogs. Which means you have to be careful when killing the dogs, but at the same time, it should be fine. So we're going to run all the way to the bottom, realize we're lost, pick up the grenade, make sure that we don't use the grenade, because the worst thing to have happen to you is get grabbed by a zombie, panic hit the safety item, and accidentally use a flashbang or grenade. I did it many times, and it sucked every single time. And here we're going to face off against Birkin. Anytime. There we go. Hold and push. He drops down, smashes us into the ground, we cry, the usual. Okay, so we're officially into playthrough 2. You'll notice that the amount of bullets I have is slightly more than what I had going in initially. And yeah, but it's pretty much the exact same fight no matter what you do. All we're doing is we're just going to shoot him over and over and over and over and over again. Pretty much using every single bullet that we have. The best time to actually shoot him is if he does an overhand swing, because that gives him some downtime for you to shoot him. But mostly we're just going to, bait him throughout this entire area. Pop him one here or there, and if we ever get a good opportunity, just load straight into him. We're not aiming for anywhere in particular. We're not doing any focus shots. We are literally just, shooting him with any time we can. Which means that a lot of our shots are going to miss, and you know what? That's okay. Oh dear, see, got grabbed. Luckily I do have my knife on me, so I'm going to stab him. Perfect, and then we're going to keep shooting. Now, if you did the proper thing, which was grab that second knife from the library, then you would still have that second knife as a safety item in your inventory. Also, yeah, this room has a lot of smoke, and my computer is a potato. There we go. This is a long fight. I wouldn't say it's a hard fight as long as you keep your distance. But yeah, you'll notice our reserve of bullets is slowly going down to next to nothing. But all we're doing, again, just run in a circle. I'll say this, while I do greatly enjoy the Remake games, their boss fights aren't good. Though, if we're going to be brutally honest about it, I don't think any of their boss fights have ever really been that good in Resident Evil games. I mean, Resident Evil 1, tank controls, the boss fights weren't that great. You could barely see where you were to begin with. And then, Resident Evil 2, I'll be honest, I own it on N64, but I never played it. Or at least never played far enough into it to have that happen, so I can't judge. But Remake, the boss fights still aren't that great. Though mechanically, G2 and G3 are actually quite a bit better. And then Resident Evil 4 boss fights are also kind of, I wouldn't say they're the best. But there we go, Birkin goes down. Perfect. I have like 6 bullets or something left. So now we're just going to scrape the entire area. And by that I mean there are 3 areas around this arena that I said earlier that have items. Now, if Birkin had hurt you at any point, there is green herbs, there's red herbs, there's a red herb and a green herb, and then above, I think there's another green herb, maybe. So that's tons, so you just want to make sure that you get all 3 handgun bullets, and then you pick up the grenade as well. So there are 3 areas you need to make sure you get to. And then Resident Evil 5, come on. Like, you punch a boulder, what are you going to do? Resident Evil 5, none of the Resident Evil bosses, I would say, are great bosses, but whatever. That's not what we're here for. Additionally, what you saw right by the ladder that gets kicked down, I picked up the knife that I used to stab him, and that's a really great mechanic. So if, for instance, you did have both knives that you should have, if you use both of them will be at the bottom of that ladder when you come here after the fight's over. So you don't actually end up losing them, which is a great thing to do. Because if you are really ever nervous, having that extra knife on hand, it just makes you feel a lot better. But yes, we did pick up the gunpowder from the locker. We're going to pull the lever, and then we're going to go over here. Important thing to note is that I am still on playthrough 2. I will tell you when we go back to the original playthrough. It's not far from here, and then we'll be right back on track from where we were originally. Again, the only difference that exists is that in this playthrough that we're watching right now, I have roughly 7 more bullets than I had otherwise. That's it. So we're just going to go to our locker. We're going to put away those grenades because we don't want to accidentally use them. We need as many grenades as possible. You usually end up having roughly maybe 10 to 8 at the end of the run, depending on how many times you get grabbed in the sewers. I got really lucky, so I didn't get grabbed at all. Because I'm super awesome at the game, obviously. And so I ended up with 10.
I'm not done talking to you.
So here we meet up with Ada, and Ada's like, oh man, there's stuff going on here, I have an informant. And I'm like, that's cool, let me come with you. So we're going to go over here, we're going to find the reporter who's in jail, and we're going to have to figure out how to get him out. And so we need the electrical parts to activate the jail, and so now we have to go back to the police station. And luckily we get this tool, which is also a crank-like tool, which we will use twice, and then we'll throw it away. So we're going to run through now, and we're going to deal with the morgue, we're going to deal with the gun range, and we're going to deal with dogs. And dogs are the absolute worst. So, first thing you want to do is you want to go to the gun range and you want to pick up the shotgun shells, because we do want as many shotgun shells as possible. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is we run out of bullets. The zombies that are inside here will not wake up while the lights are off, so it's pretty much a free pass. So we're just going to run straight in, grab them, and go. Now, obviously, if you do attack the zombies, I believe they'll wake up. But we're not here to waste ammo. We're here to be pros and get S+ ranks and be hardcore gamer guys. So we're going to continue on our way. I think you can pick up the Matilda Part 2 if you want. I don't, because Carcinogen didn't, and I'm totally a poser. But I just copy what works. So we're going to go in here, we're going to pick up the white gunpowder. There it is. And now we're going to shoot these dogs. And this is why we need bullets. Now, I'm a bit nervous, and if you are a bit nervous in regards to how many bullets you actually have on hand, you can focus shot them. It's generally 3 focus shots to kill a dog, and otherwise it's about 5 if you're not focus shotting. So if you just want to save, make sure you're saving, like 6 bullets, then just make sure you take the extra time to focus shot them down. And obviously aim for the head, because always aim for the head. They're zombies. But yeah. Those are dead, we're not going to have to worry about them. We're going to go into the morgue, we're going to go to the far end, and we're just going to grab this single one. Because we're not playing Claire scenario, we don't need the key. So all we're going to do is we're going to grab this flashbang. Thanks, dude. And continue on our merry journey. And now we're placing the crank. And by that I mean, obviously I'm going to combine these gunpowders, and then put them into... No. Combine them into my shotguns. Good. And then we're going to place the crank. Now, through the power of, basic editing, once this screen has gone to the top, we're back in playthrough 1. And there we go. I am combining the shotgun shells, and we're back to playthrough 1, which is the original playthrough with our regular footage. And you can tell that because where I combined the gunpowders before, I used the crank in the previous one. Here, I did it after. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so we're over here. We're just going to activate this. I believe the code is 3-4. It's not really a code. You just flip the switches. Flip 3 and 4. And so again, this is the playthrough where I had less bullets overall. So there's a dog on our right. We're just going to run past him. He doesn't matter. And then once we get through this door, we're going to kill the dog that we see trying to get under. There he is. You'll notice that I'm way lower on bullets over here. I have 16 left currently. And so now we're going to stick to the side, and we're going to slowly wiggle back and forth, because we want to there's a dog that's going to jump at us. And so we want to provoke him to get into that corner. Come on, there we go. Perfect.
Son of a bitch.
Come on, dog, please. Please, dog. Oh god. Oh god, my bullets. My bullets. There we go, he's dead. I have 8 bullets to my name, and we have 1 more dog to kill. That's it. So he's going to jump right out of this grate at us, and we're just going to hope and pray that we can kill him. And I mean, I say hope and pray, but if we're going to be brutally honest about it, if you run out of handgun bullets, who cares? Use your shotgun. Like, whatever. Spoilers, I don't actually remember if we have the shotgun equipped right now. But if you don't, you're in trouble. But yeah, you should have enough bullets. Like, plain and simple. Good, so now we're just going to run away. Everything's back to our regular scheduled programming, except for the part where I can't run upstairs. You can tell I'm feeling miserably right now, that I'm actually... When I did the run, I actually had my 7 pages of notes on my lap, and they started blowing away on me, so I kind of only had one hand to try to use my controller at the time. We're going to pick up these shotgun shells, we're going to go inside our safe room, and we're just going to do a bunch of inventory management. Now this here, with me pausing, I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's when I'm going to be looking at all of my notes, just to make sure that everything is on track, and to know what I need to use when I go into my item box. Because the thing is that time is obviously a big factor in this game, depending on like what rank you get. Now I believe that A, you have 2.5 hours. I think it's 2.5 hours, and then 2 hours for B. Don't quote me on that because I never memorized them. But this run is so efficient that you can easily finish it in about an hour and a half or an hour and 40. And this is me getting double paranoid because I actually should have gone to the item box before I picked up all those items, and so I got paranoid about what items I should actually have currently. So we're just going to mess around a bit with all the inventory. Grab what we need. We're grabbing some shotgun shells. I am a knife short, because as I said earlier, I did not pick up the knife in the library. And I just make sure that I'm counting everything that I need. Now, again, the reason why I check everything beforehand, and you might want to as well, is because when I hit the start button, time stops. It actually shows you in the top right, I believe, what your current playtime is, and it will not climb while you're paused in the menu. However, if you're in something like your item box, time keeps playing. So how efficient and fast you are at managing items in your item box will contribute to your time. Now, obviously, I take a bit long because I'm reading off what I need, but at the same time, it didn't affect anything. So don't feel like you're pressured to have it all memorized. So the first thing is we're going to kill all these zombies with the shotgun shells that we took. I did only take a small amount of shotgun shells because I didn't feel like we need that many. So we're going to put in the fuse that we got. We're going to grab this knife that's on the wall. Hooray, another knife. And then we're going to kill the cripple zombie that unfortunately we weren't able to save the guy with. Sorry, dude. Wasn't able to open the door fast enough for you that one time, but well, now you're in a better place. Now, the funny thing here is I realize, too late mind you, that I went the wrong way. I actually, when I left that room, I should have turned left and gone up the fire escape, where the helicopter crashed. Not a big problem. I mean, it cost me some time, obviously, but it's not the end of the world. Again, this game is, it is well designed, obviously, but I love the fact that, there's multiple routes to everywhere, which, again, makes sense, since how at some point Mr. X is going to be chasing after you and trying to kill you. But what this means is that, yeah, okay, I made a little routing error, but again, I'm not here for a speed run, so it's completely fine. I pop out here instead of, going up that staircase, and bam, I can use the crank here instead. Well, use the crank here regardless, but I just took a different route, so it's not the end of the world. So bam, we've unlocked the other area. Now, in this run, I don't get the Magnum, so I won't have that as a safety measure. We can get rid of our crank, but, let's be honest, you don't really need it that much. You don't kill that many enemies in this game that really makes it necessary. And here I'm going to go in here, I'm going to grab the flashbang because you need it. And now we're going to run through, we're going to go left. Always go left first to make sure that zombie doesn't get to you. Get the shotgun shells, and then we're going to zoom over here. Ooh, dodge the zombie really close, and I'm going to grab this gear. We have the large gear, which is what we're going to need for the bell tower, and we're just going to leave. Goodbye. And then we're going to get onto the ladder, climb almost all the way to the very bottom of the ladder, to then get cutscened to the very top of the ladder, where the ladder then falls. Good job, game. So now we're just going to run down the stairs, we're going to go get the key that we need, and we're going to essentially activate Mr. X. Our good old pal, Mr. X. Who gon' give it to you. So 2 zombies come out of here. We're just going to kill them. Unfortunately, no head popping yet. Nope, no head popping. Come on, double whammy. Nope, failed miserably. Come on, there we go. His head explodes. And then I realize I'm out of ammo. And goodbye, lady. Thank you. So I used more shotgun shells there than I would have liked, but it's not the end of the world. You should end the game with more than you need. We're going to grab the key that Ada left us. Thanks, Ada. We're going to go here. I'm just going to grab more shotgun shells. And we're going to go on our way. Because better safe than sorry. There is no reason to not grab them. There I almost forgot to turn the lever to turn the water. And then I'm pretty sure I'm also going to forget to actually extinguish the helicopter. Because when you're good like me, you don't need to do the basics. Yep, there I go. Oh, no. Oh, look, it's still on fire. Good job, idiot. Good job, past me. You're a hero. There we go, we're going to extinguish it, and Mr. X will then come chase after us. So here we go, biggest pushover known to man. He's going to start chasing us, and from this point, Mr. X is essentially chasing us all throughout the police station. He's not honestly that dangerous. He can't come into safe rooms. But there is one spot in particular, which is the hated corridor, the corridor that I hate the most, where he shows up can be randomized, which is not great. So here he comes, slowly but surely. What a hero. What a man. The manliest man. And we're going to use this really super secret tech known as go in a circle to get around him. So there we go. We're going to go down the stairs. And tra-la-la, he loses us. Ideally. Now, unfortunately for us, Mr. X does have some triggers where once we do certain things, he will automatically just spawn there and know where we are. But, again, it's not that big of a deal. So we're just going to run all the way back through this bottom area, all the way to the corridor that we hate, and it's actually gotten much worse for us because now there's a liquor in that corridor. But how are we supposed to deal with it? I can't deal with liquors. I need to save my ammo. Well, concerned citizen, it's very easy. You run in, then you run back out, wait for the door to shut, and bam, the liquor's despawned. And by despawned, I think he moves to the other side of the hall. But yeah, you'll notice that the liquid which was there is no longer there. So we're good. And now we're just going to wait patiently right here for this guy to come through the window. You want to make sure he's dead because it'll help us when we're trying to run away from Mr. X. We're just going to kill him. There we go, his head first. And we're going to unlock the door with the club key that we got from Ada, who left it on the wall for us. And we're going to grab two things. We're going to grab a grenade, and we're going to grab a jack. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't have room for it. Which means we're just going to delete one of our keys. I mean, we're at the point where I don't really need them. They were nice to have. I still have one as a safety. And also, if you'd picked up the one in the library, you had that one too. So you should have enough. And here's where Mr. X can show up. If you're really lucky, Mr. X, you can make it into that other room and then just kind of run around him on the benches. But I got him there, and you saw I juked to the side into that side hallway and just went around him. And so yeah, so now we're just running for Mr. X, and we're going to go straight to the library. And that's why we placed the bookcases beforehand, just in case he is chasing us, which you can see right there, he's chasing us. So we're going to place the jack, we're going to lower the bookshelves down, and then we're just going to push them all in one go, and run our little butts straight to the bell tower. Oh, so strong, so manly. Perfect. Now we're just going to climb our ladder. Hope Mr. X isn't anywhere near us. He's right near us. Perfect. Now we can run across. And we pretty much get to forget about Mr. X for, I don't know, about 3 or 4 minutes. So, there is a zombie right around this corner. And we're just going to pop him in the head, get rid of him. And I missed my first shot. And luckily my second shot got his head off. And there we go. Mr. X will not come in here, you don't have to worry. Place the large gear. And then take the large gear back. Make sure you put it back in your inventory. Because many a times have I forgotten to take it back with me. Here we go, we get it back. Because you only need it to lower the stairs, and we need it for later. So there we go. Run up the stairs that we just lowered. And here we're going to take out the small gear, put in the large gear, and then we're going to run downstairs and put in the small gear. And that will get us the second electrical part that we need in order to save Mr. News reporter guy. Not a news reporter, investigative reporter. Pretty sure he's already dead though, so oops. Sorry, sir. But I need your keycard pass. Good, so that activates the bell tower to knock over the thing that we need, but before we do that, we're going to go to the back room, because we want the large gunpowder that exists there. Boom. Can fit so many bullets in this bad boy. Then we're just going to go pick up the part, and continue on our merry way. Hello, yes, this way please, thank you. Haha! Got it. Good, and now we're just going to run back downstairs, back the way we came. So, no Mr. X? No, there's Mr. X. I can hear him. He's somewhere. Where are you? You don't hear me. You don't see me. Nope, there he is. Okay, perfect. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. Hello, sir. Yeah, go away. I don't like you. You don't like me. So we're just going to wait a little bit. Hopefully Mr. X is going to walk away from us. We're going to do a quick little check. And there he goes, so we're going to go this way. Perfect. And we are literally just going to run all the way back down to the parkade. Luckily, we're going to go this way so we can just fall. Again, safety fall, doesn't matter. Mr. X isn't anywhere nearby. And here's where I'm going to pick up the knife that I should have picked up way earlier. And I ran to the wrong body. There we go. That's the knife that I should have picked up way earlier before the G1 Birkin fight to have that safety knife in case I got grabbed a second time. We can hear Mr. X stomping around, but unfortunately for him, he is 2 levels too high. So we're pretty much in the clear for a long time now. Oh, the zombie almost got me. Haha! I mean, I adapt to my situation super well and totally don't get surprised by anything. So we're going to run back through this hallway too. The zombies are going to burst through the windows, but it doesn't matter because we're not coming back this way ever again. We're just going to quickly stop in at the in the safe room, go to the item box, and we're just going to swap out a couple things. Nothing too important really, if we're going to get down to it. Just double checking that I have everything in order. And we're all good. And we're going to continue on our merry way. So pretty much now we're going to go downstairs and we are going to face off against the dogs in the parkade. The dogs are super dangerous and very deadly, and I am very bad at dealing with them. And so the best thing for us to do, or at least me in this case, is to use my shotgun because, as you recall, I ended up with like 3 bullets left in my handgun. Doesn't really matter, but we're just going to try to shotgun these dogs as much as possible. And immediately get jumped on. Ow, that hurts. I'm in pain. Let's try this again. There are 3 dogs here. And we're just going to try to... Oh my gosh. Oh dear, that's real bad. And we're gonna try our best. Please die. Thank you. 1 dog down. Yeah, we're just going to shoot him from afar. Okay. Now there is 1 more dog, but first I am a bit nervous. I don't know where the any healing herbs might be. Yeah, so we're just going to keep looking for herbs. I think there might have been 1 over here. And survey says that's a blue herb. Thanks for nothing. Oh god. Well, we might just say screw it. We're just going to risk it. Try our best. Okay, dog, where are you? Hello? Oh, there he is. Okay, he's way over there. So we're just going to sneak up on him a bit. And we're just going to shoot him as quickly as possible. Oh god. Dog, 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 die. Die. Okay, he's down. Phew, we're good. And now we're going to equip our flash grenade because it's essential for this little aspect. And also, conveniently, there is a first aid spray where the journalist died. Also, that's the wrong room. There we go. So we will be back at full health for this segment, which is great. I mean, why wouldn't I want to be at full health? But first, we have to do a puzzle. A puzzle that arguably is probably the puzzle I'm worst at in the entire game. Though, to be fair, this is the only puzzle that requires, you to think, really. So, I don't know what that says about me, but it can't be anything good. So we're just going to connect everything. And try our best. There is a record or whatnot. There's like a tab for records where you can do stuff and you get rewards or what have you. And there's one for doing, I think, Leon's in 13 moves, and doing Claire's in 7, I believe. Spoilers, I don't have those. Come on, use your brain. how to connect thingy-McThings. I believe in you. There we go. There we go. So smart. So I'm going to get the first aid spray. I'm going to use the first aid spray. Bam. Super healthy. And now we're going to grab the parking pass, as well as, you know, that pointless piece of information, I guess you'd call it. His sleuthing skills. And it's irrelevant anyway when you end up meeting up with Ada. Ada pretty much listens to it and says, "This is useless to me." And you're like, great. Perfect. So we just run to the side. Here's Mr. X coming to give it to us. And we're going to use the age-old strategy of running in a circle very slowly. And at this point, we want to have our flashbang out, because a bunch of zombies are going to come at us, and we just want to blind them all. Perfect. And we're just going to scoot on by. Don't mind me. And you'll notice that guy on the ground woke up. What a dink. But yeah, so we're just going to run on past. And then there's going to be a quick cutscene where Mr. X pops out and grabs us, and then Ada drives a vehicle into him. So we escape, and now we're just going to use our parking pass and go into the sewers. If you do get punched or grabbed or what have you, there is a green herb right there on our right. Again, there's a lot of health items just sprinkled around the game. So if you do get hit, you can just go run and grab one and you'll be fine.
Is that the intel you needed?
Unfortunately, no. Ben didn't come through.
Well, what exactly are you looking for?
More info on the people responsible for this mess.
And we run, and oh no, the road's out. How convenient.
Road's out.
Yes, Ada, the road is out. How did you know? So now she's going to break into the gun shop, and we're going to go wild and just take everything, except for the handgun bullets.
What a mess.
Perfect, so we're going to grab the shotgun part. We're immediately going to combine it. And then we're going to grab the grenade. And that's pretty much about it. Piece of paper left from Jill for spoilers, RE3 Remake. But, well, that's about as good as we're going to get with her. Good. So there's good old Ada.
Heard of the Umbrella Corporation? They're a pharmaceutical
Letting us know
company
that
secretly
Umbrella
making
is
viruses.
evil. Who would have
They have a
thought?
virus.
Man, after how many games did they release?
That explains the horrible things
I
I've
mean,
seen.
okay, I'm not sure. Let's go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Code Veronica.
And that's why
I mean, I guess Umbrella Chronicles, were there 2 for that?
Umbrella responsible for
Do the remakes count? Because I think they remade Resident Evil 1 twice.
Based on
So
what
that's
you
like
said,
2 more, so that's what, 11? And then Resident Evil 0? Does that one count?
Thanks.
And I'm sure I'm missing more of them.
Can't imagine
So there's been
real
like
scientists being down.
12 games at least. Couple that with however many movies they ended up making,
Come on.
which is like
Sewers are run by
RE1,
the city.
2,
How could they
then
have a
the
facility
third one, they're in the
without the authority?
desert. Then the fourth one has Jill getting controlled by the weird things.
Jesus. That nurse.
Were there 5 or there were 5 or 6 movies? I can't remember how many. I think there were 6. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, plus like 6 movies. You'd think we would have figured out by now that Umbrella is evil. That's the point I'm trying to get across. But yeah, so we're gonna get ready for the alligator fight. Just make sure that we have everything that we need. I am going to grab the handgun, just because I would much rather use a handgun bullet to kill the alligator rather than a shotgun shell. And it's a really easy fight. I mean, it's stressful the first time, obviously, but it's literally left, right, left. And that's all you need to remember. So we're going to run around, and also we are nearing, finally, we're getting close to the first save that we're going to make.
Again?
Because once that first save is made, then you're literally golden.
Chance. You're stuck with me to the end.
So there we go. Drop down. Alligator comes at us. We're going to go left. Huh. Slowly but surely going left. There we go. And then we're going to go right. No, going right. Here we go. Oh, so difficult, so hard, I know. And then we're going to go left once more, and then it's over. Then we just jump to safety. He grabs onto the exploding thing, and we're just going to shoot it once with our handgun. And he's dead. We did it. Grab the grenade here, and now we just get to sit and wait for Ada to drop down the ladder. How convenient that she got the proper way and pretty much left us to our own devices to jump into a bunch of sewage and filth and mutated alligators that almost kill us. Also, funny story, I literally just remembered that we have to get through the Ada segment prior to our first save, which is a little bit nerve-wracking.
Just get up here.
Once you know what you're doing with the Ada segment, it really is just kind of like an auto-scroller, but at the same time, I didn't practice it. So I literally had a run where I got to the Ada segment and then Mr. X punched me to death, and I had to restart from the beginning, and it was very sad. So my one advice if you are going to do something like this is just practice the Ada segment, or at least watch it consistently to figure everything out, because you think it's simple, and then you'll forget something, you know, just off the cuff.
So let me get this straight.
Like, I forgot that as I was walking through the door after I hit the lever, that I had to quickly turn the lever once more. So I went up to the fan, and it was like, the fan doesn't activate. And I was like, what do I do? And then I died. But of course, you're better than I am, so that's why. You won't make that mistake.
Annette is far more dangerous.
So here we find Annette Birkin randomly looking at the weird zombies that her husband has infected people with. Super spooky, because she's trying to figure out a way to get a cure. Also, she's the worst mother known to man and doesn't care about her kid at all. Honestly, they should never have had a kid to begin with, but well, what are you going to do? Oh, also, spoilers, I forgot about Resident Evil 7, because that exists too. So add like 13 games to the list. So here's our Ada segment.
Secret weapon time.
And we get to use the Sonic thingamabobber. So hard, so challenging. I mean, I wouldn't say I dislike this part, it's just weird that it exists, because it's like a... Even if you're playing just regularly, it's really only a 5 to 10 minute segment, and I mean, to make it 10 minutes, you really have to, you know, prolong it. So it's really odd that this exists as just gameplay to begin with. But I mean, I'm not going to say no to more gameplay. Yep, so we're going to explode this fan. And then we're going to turn this now. And that activates the door for us. But first, because we're being extra safe, we want to shoot off this zombie's leg. The reason why is because once you've shot off a zombie's leg, they cannot go through doors. So if we hadn't shot off his leg, then we'd have to face him later when we're running back this way. And by back this way, I mean towards the elevator there, because he would have followed us down. So we're just going to do a leisurely stroll. We're going to shoot off some zombie legs. Perfect. And we're going to run on through. And a zombie's going to drop from above. Hello. Gadunk. And we're going to quickly Sonic this thing to activate the elevator. Then we're going to run forward, pick up the bullets, which we really don't need anymore, but better safe than sorry. But more importantly, we're going to grab the flashbang. There we go. And we're just going to provoke this guy to come over towards us. Hello, sir. Then we're going to juke him. Then there's going to be some zombies here. We're going to run past her. We're going to keep running, keep running. See that guy there? I don't like the look of it. I'm nervous. Probably could have got by fine, but whatever. Don't really need it. Throw the flashbang and run. If you get blocked at any point, Usually it's in that small hallway where the woman walked by that we were able to dodge easily. Just throw the flashbang. Better safe than sorry. You don't have to wait as late as I did. So now Mr. X is following us, and it's super scary, which is why you need to know where you need to activate these things, because you want to do it quickly. So there's number 1. Then we can pull the lever to activate the door. And then we're going to activate a second one right here. There we go. It activates, which activates the fan. And now we can activate the fan and completely one-cycle this thing. And all the while, Mr. X is still coming at us. Super spooky. There we go. We jump through. Done. So now we get to the trash compactor bit. Again, really easy. We're just going to run up the stairs, pull the lever. Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever. And there we go. And that'll get us the wristband that we're going to need in the lab. Now, obviously, we can't use it yet because Ada needs to go get, knocked unconscious for reasons. But that's okay. Once we have it, it'll be fine. So we run in, grab the wristband, and surprise, it is a trap. And Annette Birkin, who's a giant douche, has locked us in and wants to burn us alive. And we have 1 minute to escape.
Gonna burn me alive.
Luckily, because we have the knowledge and foresight, we know exactly how to do this.
You realize that. And you won't die alone.
And the answer is going to be left bottom, then the left fan. There we go. And then the left middle, or I guess right, whatever you want, but the left side. Boom. And then the right fan. And then the right side and the middle fan. And look at that, we're out of there with, 30 seconds to spare. Perfect.
That bitch knows what she's doing.
And we're done the Ada segment. And by that I mean we still have to run a little bit and get knocked unconscious, but that's okay.
Your ID is authorized until October.
That's me not really remembering which direction I'm supposed to be going.
Not gonna happen.
This is me choosing the wrong direction that I should be going. Look at that. You can do, if you just remember what hallway to take, you can save yourself 10 seconds. And we're just going to run out here. Going to run across the little bridge thing, and then Annette Birkin takes us out, and we fall to our doom. Super sad, I know. And we're back to being Leon, who just miraculously wakes up from a gunshot wound.
Ada?
And we're going to run around, immediately get lost, realize that our elevator's over here. There we go. And we head on up. So now is probably the worst part in the game, or at least I consider it the worst part. I really dislike the sewers personally. They're not fun, or fancy, or free. So, first thing first, we're going to drop down. We're going to run around.
That's a pleasant smell.
Try to pick up as much stuff as we can, because again, there's quite a bit of useful stuff in here. Gonna pick up the shotgun shells. Now, here is where I realized that I actually missed some handgun bullets further back somewhere. Honestly, I probably didn't need them. At least I don't think I did. Don't know exactly where they were, but I was like, I missed it. Why? I can't afford to miss anything. I'm going to need every little bit. The answer is no. I don't need them. You don't need handgun bullets. There's no point to them. They literally do nothing. There we go. I don't know why I went back for them, honestly. I don't think I equipped the handgun again. I honestly don't think I do. It's possible that I might, but I don't think so. All you really need nowadays, or nowadays at this point in the run, is your shotgun. The vast majority of the weapons that we're going to use is, once again, the shotgun, and then the flamethrower for the bosses. And that's just because you can one-shot zombies with your shotgun. Just blow their heads off, and you're hunky-dory. We're going to run through. We're not going to take the cassette because we don't care about it. Going to see a zombie. Hello. Goodbye, you have no head. Now we are going to be coming back here for the rook piece, but for now, you know, just to be safe, we're going to blow up that guy's head. And we're also going to kill this guy. The reason we don't take the rook piece just yet, if you do not know, is because, oh god, that was a... Oh, thank god for the knife. Oh, that was super dangerous. His arm got in the way, which saved him from, you know, getting his head blown off. Ooh, spooky. And that's why you grab your knives and take him with you, just in case something like that happens where you accidentally shoot off his arm because his arm gets in the way and you don't take his head off. But yeah, if you're unaware, when you grab that rook piece out of there, it lifts up that bridge. So you literally have to go a different route in order to be able to get there. So we're going to take the extra knife here, and we're going to run into the filth once more. Aren't we lucky? So I clearly went into the wrong one. How was that? No. We're going to drop down. And now we face off against whatever these giant mutant things are. They're very spooky. No one likes them. And they're honestly probably the worst part of the sewers, especially much later on. So that's just me, of course, getting my bearings. And we want to make sure that we get the white gunpowder that's over here on our left. Perfect. Now we're combining it for more shotgun shells. Put everything back in a nice order. And now we just quickly run to the side. Now here we want to squeeze left because of course we do, and there's a chance we might get grabbed. So we get grabbed, it sucks, but luckily we have our safety knife, so we're going to knife him, and then we're going to escape. Unfortunately my camera literally goes crazy there for some weird reason, but luckily we make it out, we climb up top, we don't have to worry about him again. We lost the knife forever, that's fine, it's not a big deal. That's why we have so many. So now we're going to run up here, we're going to climb the ladder, and we are very, very close. I said this many times, but we're really close to that first save point now. We're about an hour and a minute into our run, so we're going to grab these shotgun shells. Now, I'm sure if you want to, as if you're really nervous when you get to this point, you can probably go save now and it won't really matter that much. I save the save for later, so I'm going to go get a couple of the things first before I then go in and do the save. So we're going to hit the lever, which I ran past. Good job me. Which is going to raise the bridge. And then I'm going to go do half of the sewers. And then I'm going to come back, do my save, and then I do the other half of the sewers. But again, if you're nervous for any reason, if you want to save right there and then just do the whole sewers in one go, go for it. So we're going to run over here. Here's the cable car where we'll be escaping to the lab later. But we need the T-bar, or the lever, whatever it is. I guess it's also a crank. Whatever, doesn't matter. So we're going to get to the hallway, the spooky hallway, where there are a whole bunch of zombies waiting for us, and we're just going to blow all their heads off. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, wait, there we go, goodbye. And there is also another one who is pretending to be dead over on the left. You do want to make sure you get him too. Boom. Goodbye. Good, so we're going to hit the lever to reopen a pathway. This is the pathway that we walked by initially. On the other side of the wall directly in front of you is where I got grabbed and knifed that one giant mutant thing. But we're going to grab this grenade first because, again, grenades are essential for our run. And now we're just going to go through. So again, we're going to squeeze to the left as much as we can because one of those mutant things is going to come out on our right perfectly. Or, well, perfect. I mean, I guess he comes up perfectly every time too, but that's not what I meant. So anyway, we're going to use the lever now that we have it. And pretty much when it comes to these guys, we're always just going to try to squeeze left as much as we possibly can. So we're going to raise this door, grab some shotgun shells. Perfect. And then we're going to take the elevator upstairs. This will bring us to a room that is locked. Or that now we're on the side with the lock, as it were. So we're just going to say goodbye to this zombie here. Goodbye. No one likes you. Thank you. And now we're going to unlock this door, and when we go on through, you'll notice that it's at that bridge where the rook piece is. So now we're going to take the rook piece. Now again, it's possible to not kill that zombie that I killed earlier, but just for safety's sake, just kill him. No reason not to. You're going to have enough shotgun shells. And we're going to go back the way we came, back down the elevator. So here, what you really want to do is you want to wait for him to do a head swivel like that, because when he does that head swivel, so long as you're standing on, like, land, or I guess, cement or whatever, rather than in the filth, that's when he goes and hides underwater. So as he's doing that head swivel, he's locked into that animation, and you can jump down and run past him, and you're fine. But yeah, so that's the first half of the sewers done. We're going to quickly go get this other shotgun piece. Oh god, I can't remember the code. We'll figure it out. It looks like 212.8, I think. But if you don't know what it is, it's literally written on the side of this vault. On the right side of the vault, it is written in chalk. So you can just look and get it. And now our shotgun is fully upgraded, which is exactly what we wanted. You want your shotgun as strong as possible, just because it will be really helpful when we face off against G3. And now we're just going to come over here and do half of the puzzle. So we're going to take the knight piece, we're going to put the rook in, we're going to put the knight where it says to put the knight, and then we're going to run across to the other side, take this piece here, which is the bishop, and we're going to put the bishop on the other side. So at this point, half of the puzzle's done, and we are still missing 2 pieces. So we're going to make our save now, and then we're going to go and get the last 2 pieces that we need, and face off against G2 Birkin. So first I need to go grab the ribbon, which is over here. Now there are 2 here, so what we want to do is we're just going to run back to the box and deposit one, because there's no reason to have 2, cooking up your inventory. And there we go, we're going to make our first save here. So about an hour and 7 minutes in, we're making our first save. In a run that takes about, I don't know, an hour and a half, an hour and 40, something like that. If you're good, it takes about an hour and a half. If you're bad like me, it takes an hour and 40. But, well, what are you going to do? So now we're on our way to the second half of the sewers. And again, at this point now that we have that first save, if I literally stub my toe and accidentally kill myself that way, guess what? I can just reload the save, keep going, and it won't matter. Because so long as you completely reload, so if I get the game over screen, you go back to main menu and then load that first save again, it will not register that death, so long as you don't hit continue. And if you do hit continue, well then you can either go back to main menu and then reload your first save, or you can just reload the save again from when it brings you back into the game. Either way, as long as you do it that way, it will not affect your game. So, this is the worst part of the sewers. There are a lot of those G-Mutant things, and the first thing we want to do is make sure that we do have grenades equipped, because they're what we're going to be using here. So essentially what ends up happening is we're always squeezing left. So here's the first guy, we're going to activate him by shooting him, and we're going to run left. I was lucky there, I didn't get grabbed, and now we stay left. Now obviously we got really lucky there, didn't get grabbed, we made it through, and then the third one's going to come out of this pipe, stay left, and we got through, didn't even have to use one. If you do get grabbed and have to use a grenade, that's fine. The reason we use grenades is because if you get grabbed, and the safety item that you're using is the grenade, when it goes off, it does not push Leon back. I believe if you're playing as Claire and you do that with a grenade, the explosion of the grenade pushes Claire back, so it doesn't really make it possible for you to come back through, to run past him. Whereas with Leon, you stay right where you are and then you can run past him easily. So we're going to kill this zombie here. Here we're just doing the usual puzzle with the queen and king pieces. Put in the queen piece, grab the king piece, door locks, jump down, run through, put king piece in, grab flamethrower, And then we just essentially reverse what we did initially to get back through. So we're going to re-grab the king piece, re-grab the queen piece, go put the queen piece in, go put the king piece in, run around, do a little dance, shake your butt, all that good stuff. Now that we have the flamethrower is probably the most important weapon that we have available to us, solely because it is essentially what we're going to be using to kill G2 and G3. And I'll explain that fight when we get to it. But for now, we're just going to grab these last two pieces, get out of here. Ooh, a little bit of camera failure. Oh god, please correct yourself. Please, come on. I believe in you. I believe in you, camera. Or by camera, I mean encoder, because my encoder hates me. There we go. Oh, it recovered. That was a miracle and a half. That should be the last of it, I believe. So, we're back into our sewer. We're going to hug left, because remember, just always hug left. We got really lucky that one G isn't there. If he was over there, oh, he's kind of over here, but again, still got lucky. But if he is right close when we come out of there, you again just wait for him to come to you, do the head swivel. When he jumps down, you're good. This one, he's going to pop out here. We're just going to move backwards, wait for him to lunge, because he always lunges, and then you can just run past. Good, and we're essentially done the worst part of the sewers now. Yeah, but as I was saying with the flamer, you really don't have to worry about any of it. When we're facing G2, honestly, use all the flamer ammo you have. It doesn't matter. When you get to the G3 fight, you will have picked up more flamer fuel to be able to just kill them with whatever flamer fuel you pick up there. So don't worry about rationing, just go all out. So we made it back in. We're just going to put the two last pieces in. I believe this is the king piece, and then the other one's the queen. If I'm wrong on that, literally just swap them. Yeah, king then queen unlocks the door. We can try to go save Ada, but unfortunately Birkin wants to talk to us first.
Okay.
So that'll be our G2. Just double checking my inventory, making sure I have everything I need. I need one flash grenade. And we are going to equip it. Make sure you equip it because it's important. I wouldn't tell you to equip it if it wasn't important. So yeah, we're going to head into the G2 fight. It's pretty simple, relatively easy. Honestly, it's really hard to do it poorly. You don't have to worry. The hardest part is just, again, the beginning. And the beginning is the part I'm the worst at. So we're going to go here, flip some switches, which is 1 through 2, 4. There we go. And that'll turn on all the lights, and we're like, we're perfectly ready to go save Ada now. But you're wrong, because Birkin's going to shove a claw down through us and almost kill us. There we go. And we're just going to run over here and wait. Unfortunately, my positioning is really bad. And I'm going to get smacked in the face. Yep, there we go. Ow. Hurts. Hurts so bad. So we're just going to shoot his arm. We're going to wait. He does it again. We're just going to shoot him again. Because why not? And now he should move to this door. Now you can literally stand up against the door. It's not a problem whatsoever. He will start breaking through it, and you can literally just run right past him. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn around, and we're going to shoot the eye on his back, because we want him to do a quick little rage out at us. Took me 3 shots there to get it. But we want him to rage a little bit in that room to give us time to run to the actual arena for the battle. So, first things first. We know that we have the flash grenade equipped. We're going to jump down, we're going to hit the button to activate the giant crane, and then we're going to pick up the flash grenade and the knife. And here we have the flamer equipped. So, hit the button, grab flash grenade, grab knife. We know he's following us. Equip flash bang, throw it. He's already coming at us, that's fine. Look at that, he's flashed. And then we're just going to open up on him. You just flame him and keep flaming him. Then he'll get a stagger animation. There it is. He's going to go down onto his knees. Wait till, once he starts to stagger, stop using your flamer, wait for him to hit his knees on the ground, and then open up again. You're going to flame him until you have 100 ammo. You can go a little bit above or below, it doesn't really matter, but about 100. Once that happens, throw another flash grenade. Oh god, I was too slow on that, but it doesn't matter, he missed. and then you're going to use the remainder of your flamer fuel on him until he goes down onto his knees again. Also forgive that little bit of a frame drop. This is the actual last of the flame drops. But then you just wait, run over, hit the button, and he will not have time to get to you before he's dead. And we can kill him in one round, it's over. That's all you have to do. You can see that I have 8 flamer fuel left over. You can use it all, it doesn't matter.
Let's hope that's the last of them.
So yeah, so that was really easy. We can go save Ada now. I'm also going to pick up this green herb and just heal myself, because I did actually take damage when he put his claw through the roof. We're going to pull this. Ada's active again. We're going to go to the cable car and head to the final area, which is the lab.
Cable car will take us down to Nest. The wristbands are
Now again, this whole segment here took about 9 minutes maybe. So once you have that first save down, if you really screw up that G2 fight or something goes horribly wrong, you haven't lost much. You've only lost 9 minutes. I mean, let's say that you do it at the start of the sewers instead. Okay, well, instead of wasting 9 minutes, you lose 15. That's nothing compared to, the hour and 7 minutes that you took for that first save. And the reason why we just try to wait as long as possible for that first save is because the highest likelihood you have of dying is 2 bosses. But yes, we're never coming back. Ada gives us the warning that we're not coming back anymore. It's a one-way ride. There it is.
This tram is bound for Nest.
And we're just going to go
Do
ahead
not
into the lab.
exit until the final destination.
She gives us the ever essential wristband, which is pretty much the biggest gimmick for it's the gimmick part of the lab itself, where we just have to keep upgrading it to open up all the passageways, which is fine. And we're gonna head on through.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until
So we have reached the lab. I think it's called Nest, but don't ask me what it stands for because I don't actually know. And we're gonna put away anything that is deemed non-essential.
Versus.
Perfect. And so the first thing we're gonna do is head through the cafeteria area. It's honestly not too hard to deal with over here. We're going to enter the room. Obviously, we're going to head to the right. We're going to pick up a grenade. Now, there is a zombie that can come after you here, which it can be a bit spooky, but it's okay. Oh dear. Yeah, the zombie's over there. We're going to also run across to where the creamer is, and that's also where they keep more flamer fuel. So now we have more flamer fuel. We're just going to reload it, climb up this ladder, and we're heading on to probably... I guess he's the strongest zombie in the entire game. It is a security guard, I guess you could say. He has a flame retardant suit, so you just want to aim for the head with your shotgun. Pick up the large gunpowder, pick up the knife. Again, always great to have the knife and make sure it's equipped, just so you don't accidentally waste a grenade, because he can be on the left or the right. And I chose wrong, he was on the right, so we stab him, push him back. Now we know where he is, and we can just take his head off. Thank God that we equipped that knife, hey guys? Because if I'd equipped the grenade, I would have been in a lot of trouble. So we're going to get the wristband. We're going to equip it immediately. We're going to open up the locker. We're going to get the nozzle for the flamethrower. We can just equip that immediately too. Perfect. And now we can actually make our way further into the nest. Also shotgun shells. Don't forget shotgun shells, because we do need them. But this door opens for us. We're hunky-dory. We have to go deal with a bunch of plant people. But the rest of this run is relatively straightforward. I mean, you're pretty much doing the exact same thing that you did the first time through. The only difference is that... Also, I think I should have gone into the room on the... like the room where Annette Birkin dies. I think that there are shotgun shells in there, and I think I missed them. So go back there, check that room out. Check out the room with where Annette Birkin dies on the left, because I think that there are items there for you. But yeah, so now we're just going to activate the left path here. And I think I think this is the place where we come across another dead umbrella guard. I think he has a grenade and a videotape on him. Just want to make sure you grab the grenade. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong one. It's possible I am. We're going to find out. Survey says I'm wrong. I was 100% wrong. It's the other path. My bad. Ignore me. Don't go looking for something that doesn't exist. We're going to put all non-essential stuff away. Gonna grab all of our shotgun shells just to be extra safe. And then we're gonna pick up more gunpowder, which we're gonna put away because we don't need that just yet. And we should be good. So, that zombie that is pushed up by the plant has the next wristband thing that we need. So we're going to run through the plant area. We're going to grab the white gunpowder. We're going to combine it with the large gunpowder to get even more shotgun shells. And we're just going to keep running because the plant people are waking up and we don't want to deal with them. So we're going to grab the flashbang and we're going to activate the console. Now there are 2 codes here that we need to input, and luckily we already know what they are. So it's, I believe, 2123 or whatever I put in there. And then this one is 2067. Good. So what that does is it lifts up the locked door, I guess you could say, the latch over the ladder, and it also unlocks the door to the lab so that we can use this canister and input the plant killing serum. So we're just going to run. We're going to go to the left. We're going to go into the lab, and we're going to do the serum. But first, when we come in here, we are going to grab the gunpowder, and we are going to grab the grenade. And then we come over here to synthesize our thing. And for Leon, I believe it's red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green. Yeah, so red, green, then blue, red, green. And then once again, blue, red, green. And there we go, we did a very simple puzzle. Aren't we proud? Perfect. So now we're just going to run through and go down that other latch that we opened. So there should be a plant person in our way. With our super powered up shotgun, it is very easy to, you just stagger them when you shoot them now, which is perfect. Because all we're doing with that shotgun now is we're just going to be staggering plant people. Gonna run over here, not get the map. Come on, there we go. We're going to pick up the gunpowder. So I'm not entirely sure what area this is. I guess it's just a basement level. But we're going to go to the left, we're going to grab the shotgun shells, and there are 3 zombies on the ground here, and we are going to kill all of them. So make sure you just blow their heads off, get her done. And when I say 3, I think I mean 4. Yep, there's number 4. Perfect. Kill them all, and then we're going to come over here, make double sure where everything's safe, and you can run a bit if you want, but honestly you should just be walking, because once you hit this pillar that I'm about to walk past, you need to be walking because 2 lickers will come out of the roof. And we're just going to walk past them. Yep, slowly but surely. Good, we're safe. And we're going to run all the way back upstairs. So a couple zombies will, fall here out of the roof somehow, because that's where zombies come from, the roof. Like, let me ask you something. How many humans have you ever met that just come out of the roof? The answer is probably 0. So I don't know why zombies are all up there. Though I guess if there was, some weird zombie apocalypse, I'd be trying to climb into the roof too to get away from him. But anyway, he falls, he blows his head off, you're happy, continue on your journey. Then we're going to grab the white gunpowder, combine it, because again, we just really want shotgun shells. grab the oscillator thing. Don't know what it's called. And here, if you're fast enough, you don't have to kill her. I was slow, because of course I'm slow. Just kill her. Doesn't matter. And there's another zombie. We're just going to blow his head off. Perfect. And we're just running all the way back down to the room with the liquors. So I'm just setting it now. And I forgot how to swap, even though it says literally right there how to swap. You can do it. You can read. It says Q and E right there on the screen. Oh, I did it. Good job, me. So the first one's Murph. I'm just going to dink around with it, get it set. This way I don't have to deal with it later when I'm under pressure by the liquors. So we're just going to run, even though time is paused while you're doing that, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, once we hit the door, make sure you're walking. The liquors have now installed themselves back where all those creepy zombies are. Luckily the zombies are dead, so they're not going to activate. And we just have to, maneuver around these liquors. Now the important thing to do is we're going to, go in between the tables here, because we don't want the liquors, have one of the liquors fit the one behind at the back. We don't want it to cut across to the left and block our path. So we're just going to get really nervous, have them come really close to us. We're going to insert it, turn on the lights, take it back, and then we're just going to hug left and go. Perfect. See, no one's blocking our path. We can just walk all the way to the lab, the cryogenics lab, and head straight on in. So we're in. Perfect. That zombie will never wake up as long as you just don't touch it.
You have 5 new messages.
We're going to go in. We're going to go freeze our canister of
Who left the
plant
freezer?
killer, I guess. I'd forgotten that was a cutscene. It's very difficult to remember sometimes what exactly is a cutscene and what you can't skip. For example, I couldn't skip when the serum fills, but I could skip that one there where it takes it out and freezes it, so what do I know? But that part's done. Now we're just going to walk again, make sure you're walking. And we're going to head to the server room. Because the server room has a lot of essential goodies that we need, including more flamer fuel and a grenade. And a knife too, I think. But, well, we don't really super need knives anymore, but they're always nice to have on hand. Ooh, and a white gunpowder, which we can combine for more shotgun shells. And there's our flamer fuel. And now we're just going to do some, fandangled storage box stuff. Don't have room for that just yet. So we're going to take out our flamer. We're going to reload it. Put away our grenades. And come over here and get our knife. So now we're going to head back up and we are going to use our canister of plant killer in order to go get our third and final wristband upgrade. I'm not sure what it is with Resident Evil and plants. I mean, Resident Evil 1, you have that giant plant that you have to kill, and you have to, do the puzzle of mixing up poison to kill it, which is essentially now recreated here in Resident Evil 2. And let's not forget, is Las Plagas a plant thing? I mean, it's a parasite, so I wouldn't call it a plant exactly. But doesn't Salazar in Resident Evil 4 turn into a plant creature thing? It looks like a plant thing, so maybe? I don't know.
Did the trick.
I guess you could call it just, a creature, because, in Resident Evil 5 you have... Is it Irvin? That guy with the really annoying voice. He turns into, like, a fish thing. An anglerfish or whatever? Something like that. I don't know. But regardless, plants are dead. We grab our wristband, and now we just have to shoot 2 of these guys. There's one, he staggers because the shotgun's so strong. There's 2, he actually got quite close to me. I was a bit nervous, but we're fine. Mr. X is chasing us. He's not a threat. You can just ignore him. And we're just going to run on through. Here, you can, I missed that shot entirely, but depending on how nervous you are about this stuff, you can shoot or not. If you feel like you have a lot of space, you can run on through. We do have the knife for safety, if you recall, so it's fine. But I shot both of them to stagger them, and I'm just running out of here. And I chose the wrong door, because I'm really bad at remembering which way is out. Luckily now we can activate the right side of the room, and the right side, conveniently, is where they were keeping the serum to actually the cure for the virus. So don't worry, Jill, in Resident Evil 3. Good old Leon here is going to get it. So it's not Mikhail, it's Nikolai. Nikolai's the dick in Resident Evil 3 who's going to crush it. And by crush it, I mean shoot it with a bullet. So, whatever. We're fine. Don't even worry, Jill. Leon's got you covered. So, we want to grab the grenade here that I mentioned a lot earlier. It was on this side. We're going to grab the grenade. We're going to use this. I believe it's OSS. Perfect. OSS. We're just going to activate it. Turn on the lights. And we are now done with the signal modulator, oscillator thing. But we don't have to worry about actually box swapping. There are no enemies now. And we're just going to get the serum and make our second save. So, this fight with G3 coming up that I'm about to do is my playthrough 2, because the footage was literally unusable with the encoder, as I mentioned earlier. And I'm actually worse off in that G3 fight that you're going to see than I am in this playthrough here. And the only reason for that is, in this playthrough, I had 8 flamer fuel left over from the G2 fight. Just to be extra safe, I burned all of it after I was done the G2 fight in my playthrough 2. So I'm starting with 8 less flamer fuel in the battle that you're going to watch than I did otherwise, but it doesn't matter at all. It literally affects nothing. Everything else is identical. The exact amount of shells that I have is going to be identical to when I faced G3, so you don't have to worry. The fight is the exact same. The only difference is that when I was running to this fight, I had at this point unlocked the infinite ammo rocket launcher, and so I was just rocket launchering all of my enemies. So yeah, make your second save here. And now we're into my other playthrough. But again, the exact amount of everything else is fine, except for the flamer fuel, which is 8 less than I'd have otherwise. So boom, G3 comes. First thing we're going to do is we're going to shotgun his leg, for his leg eye. Then we're going to shoot the one on his back. That's the hardest part of the run there. If you can do his leg and his back in one go, then you're golden. I had a lot of resets where I accidentally I screwed it up, and then he'd like hit me across the room. But yeah, so once you shoot all 3, he bends down, and then you just wail on him with the flamer. Now I have him in perfect position, and this might involve a little trial and error, and by that I mean you can just run around the map a bit. But you want to go to right where I go and pick up more flamer fuel. So at this point I'm just going to reload my shotgun. I'm going to reload my flamer. Now again, all the flamer fuel that I have is stuff that I picked up in the lab, as well as what I just picked up there. And we're just going to do the fight again. You shoot out all 3 eyes again, so I'm just trying to get to his leg, and then his arm as well. The best one to get for his shoulder eye is when he does a big overhead slam. It gives you so much. Oh my god, he's the fastest man alive. I'm so hurt. Oh god. But yeah, you just want to make sure that when he's doing it, when he does a big overhead slam, you have a lot of opportunity to hit his shoulder eye. Also, luckily, there is a first aid can here, so I am healthy again. So he's just being a bit wild right now, so we're just going to patiently wait for him. There we go, his leg eye's dead. And now we're just going to aim again for his... I'm wasting a lot of shotgun shots here, if we're going to be brutally honest about it. Like, a lot. The best thing is to provoke this attack here, and then wait for it, boom, there you go, and we can just full-on shoot his eye. 4 shots straight to the eye, he's down, and here we just start flaming. And you're just going to do this pretty much the entire time. Use up all your flamer fuel, it doesn't matter. Because once you hit him at this point, I think he's down at like 3/4 health or something. I don't know the numbers, don't quote me on this. But essentially he'll do a roar, and then he'll walk toward the giant pillar. See, there's the roar, and then he's going to walk to the giant pillar to throw it onto the ground. So we're just going to let him walk, start grabbing it, we're going to go into the side, and we're just going to keep flaming him, because it doesn't matter. Now at this point he's locked into this animation, you can't actually kill him, but as soon as he starts walking again, he can be killed. And his health is already so low, so he'll take a couple steps, get back to normal, and then he's dead. So you can't kill him while he's in the animation of throwing that pillar down, but you can still hurt him. So all you need to do is, wait until he takes like 2 steps forward, and then he can die, and he'll be sitting at 1 health. So then he's dead. So bam, didn't even use up all the flamer fuel that we'd picked up, and he just died. So here, again, I don't have this entire arena memorized, so I'm running around trying to find the items that I need, which is, I believe, a flashbang and a grenade, I think. There is a grenade in here, I know that much. I don't remember if I pick it up or not, though. No, I don't need magnum shells. What's this? Yeah, I want the flashbang. Anything else? Come on. And there's the grenade. Perfect. Don't quote me on this. I think there might actually be another flashbang, but again, don't quote me on that because I don't remember. But you don't need it regardless. So yeah, good. So he's dead. I'm just going to shoot off my remaining flamer fuel because it doesn't matter. Again, literally doesn't matter. Wow, look at all that extra flamer fuel I had. And we're going to keep running. So at this point, we don't face any more enemies, and we're going to be facing save number 3, which is great. Because that's the final save that we're going to be allowed. Dogs are happy, I guess. So now our 10-minute timer has started. So we're just going to go down the elevator. Pretty much run around, doesn't matter. If you are injured or anything, or if you have a lot of problems, you don't have to worry. There's a first aid spray can right at the bottom of this elevator. You can grab it all you want. It doesn't matter. There's also a knife you can pick up if you really want. I don't think you need it for anything, but I mean, it's another knife. Why not? Who doesn't love knives? So yeah, we're just going to mosey on down. Pretty sure behind me there's like the glass in the elevator where everything's exploding and it looks really cool, and I'm just staring straight ahead. Turns out I wasn't even looking at the right place, but whatever. There we go. Made it to the bottom. There's the first aid can on the right. We get our cinematic with Claire about a train. There's a knife which we grabbed, which doesn't really matter. And then we're just going to put away any extraneous things. So here's our final storage box. We don't really need anything except for flashbangs and grenades. So we're going to grab all of our flashbangs. Now, as you can see here, I have a lot of them. Because, again, this was the wrong save that I had, but I'm just setting it up to show you because I don't show it in the other one. But essentially what I ended up with just in the regular playthrough, which is what you're going to see in like 5 seconds after the save is done, because it's going to swap back to playthrough 1, is I ended up with 5 flashbangs and I believe 10 grenades. So, and the shotgun shells don't matter. Like, they literally don't matter. You only need 2 shotgun shells, really. A couple more is fine, like I think, but we just need 2 in order to stagger this guy here and this guy over there. Boom, goodbye. And yeah, okay, so I had 14 shotgun shells total in my playthrough 1 after I finished off G3, as opposed to the 8 that I had in playthrough 2. But again, that's because I wasted a lot of shotgun shots in playthrough 2. But again, and then I just had, 10 hand grenades and 5 flashbangs. That's all you need. And so Mr. X comes again. We ignore him. We run through. Doesn't matter. Now again, if you feel, really confident and you don't want to deal with this, say, about a minute run constantly, you can just do this instead. And then I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that there's a, or I might be wrong. I thought there was a typewriter here. I might be a liar. No, I don't think there is a typewriter here. Okay. So there is no typewriter. My bad. Ignore me. Save where I saved. But yeah, you put in this, and we're going to do the tyrant fight. So this tyrant fight is really bad. I failed a lot on it, and it's really brutal. There's 2 criteria that need to be done. The first is a minute and a half has to have elapsed. And then the second is you have to deal, I can't remember exactly how much damage to him. So the thing is that you only need to make sure that you have 1 flash grenade. I'm constantly swapping between my grenades for damage and then the flashbangs to get away from him. Now, I'm really lucky in this fight. I'm going to openly admit it. I get really lucky twice. So when I throw a grenade, if the grenade is close, I get a flinch animation where I will flinch like that. You see, I just flinched. And I'm pretty sure I get iframes during that flinch. And twice, he jumps at me in order to, claw me in the head. And both times I'd thrown a grenade, and the grenade goes off at just the right opportunity to give me iframes, and I don't take any damage from it. Super lucky, I know. And it's not on purpose, it's just complete fluke. So again, we're just trying to waste a minute and a half, that's all. If you run out of this stuff, which is why I'm not spamming grenades and all this stuff, you're really trying to just milk it for as much as you can. You really want to spend as much time as possible just going. Now, I end up leaving 2 flashbangs here. That's dumb. You really should only have to leave 1. See, there's the second one. There's the second iframes for the thing. But yeah, so a minute and a half is almost elapsed. At this point, I don't know why I didn't use my second last flashbang. I really should have, because that's a really scary attack that he does there. It will pretty much one-shot you. If he does charge across at you, you do have to shoot him in the chest, like in his heart, in order to stop it. And so then once 1 minute and a half is elapsed and the damage, which you should have no problem with, happens, this goes on. The second that the cutscene is done, you have to throw your flashbang. Like, you should be spamming it to make sure it goes off. Because if not, he can just smack you and one-shot you. It happened to me twice trying to do this fight. You need to get that flashbang off as quickly as possible. Just don't even aim, just throw it on the ground, and that's all you need to do. And then, once he's flashed, you run and grab the rocket launcher, and then you shoot him twice, and he just dies. So because I had 1 flashbang left over, because clearly I can't count, I decided to use it on these zombies instead of the rocket launcher. Just use the rocket launcher, blow up these last zombies, and the game's over. So we did it. I'm going to skip all the stuff just to show the final time. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this helps someone, somewhere, some when, some why. And I hope you have a great day. I'll let this play out.